Hi, my name is Alan Merle, and I own the house that is for rent. So I've been um, publicizing, letting people know that the house is for rent, and so I just wanted to, get a background check and kind of asking different questions and just kind of have a discussion before I let someone
Hi,
get the
my
house.
name is Mary Jo Mastropolito, and I've just looked at a beautiful house for rent, an old house, and I'm about to meet with the landlord, and we're going to discuss the rent and see if I like it, see if he likes me. He'll ask me some questions about my references, I'm sure. And I'm excited about moving a little closer to Baltimore and the big city, and I hope he likes me. I'm very excited.
So have you looked inside the house on Westville Street? I'm gonna make this bigger. What did you think about it?
I think it's a lovely house. The fact that it's old doesn't bother me at all. That's wonderful. The grounds are beautiful, and they're large, and there's a nice backyard for my son. You know, I have a 5-year-old son, and I was impressed with it. I was impressed with it.
Yeah, many years ago, I used to live in that house. My wife and I, we lived there, and every day we'd have people over, and it was really nice. But I decided it was time for to put it up for rent. So, what do you do for work? Tell me about your job.
I am an esthetician. I have a license with the state of Maryland, and an esthetician practices skincare, makeup, and waxing, and I've been doing that. I've been in the business for 15 years. I've had my license for 11 years.
Oh wow, that's a new one for me. So you do different waxing and different stuff. I know women don't really have mustaches, but what do you do specifically?
Yes, that's what we do. We get rid of unwanted hair, and I do makeup lessons and skincare on women. I also do quite a few men in my business, so it's exciting. It's very exciting. I'm people oriented, and I enjoy my work very much.
Yeah, every afternoon I have to
Oh, you're very handsome.
every afternoon I have to shave my
And I
face.
like your
Oh,
mustache too, so I would never wax that. I have a salon right now. I'm renting space from a large beauty salon. I may convert one of the rooms, the small room, and put maybe a waxing pot and do a few clients in the house, but I can assure you that I'm extremely neat and my salon is immaculate and I make sure that nothing drips. I always lay plastic down on carpets and that type of thing. I'm not going to be using your home as my primary salon, but to tell you the truth, there might be a few people, friends and clients that I'm close to coming into the house. Yes, that's a possibility.
so if you wanted to use the downstairs, you can do that. It's a really big room. You can you'll be able to see things really well. So I'm curious. We've got the electric bill, the water bill, and a couple other things. So the pay is going to be a little bit different. We have a phone, a washing machine, other different sort of utilities. The gas bill and TV and things like that. I just wanted to let you know about those.
Could you tell me what your last three utility bills were so I have an idea of how to budget?
Sure. So the gas was about $3.50, and it was all included. Then about $70. It just kind of depends on how much you use the hot water and stuff like that. If you're cooking and using a lot, then it might add up. It might get bigger if you're constantly having the light on. Then it just kind of is going to be up to you on how much you use the utilities, on how much the bill is going to be. But I would say it's about $150 a month for the electric and stuff like that. There are 2 rooms that are connected, so if your son there is 2 parking garages there. You can park your cars. I really cherish the parking garage, so you want to make sure that it's closed and So do you work all day?
I usually go in around 10 after I drop my son off, and sometimes I work until 8 or 9 in the evening. My parents take care of my little boy for me after he gets back from school. And then my days off are Sundays and Mondays. And sometimes I'll go in late or I'll get home a little early. It depends on how many bookings I have.
Right, so I'm just kind of curious, you work, sometimes you're off and your afternoons are off. You do not work in the afternoons?
Yes, because a lot of my girlfriends will come in. That's mainly who I do. A few clients that live close to the house, it would be more convenient for them to come to the house. And a few girlfriends that visit on the weekends or maybe perhaps my day off. That room looked ideal because of the separate entrance. But I want you to understand that I do have a primary salon outside of the house and that there are not going to be a tremendous amount of people traipsing through the house. I would definitely keep that down to a minimum.
Okay, that's fine. I'm also just curious, do you mind telling me where you grew up and, where you're from, things like that?
I am originally from Bowie, Maryland. Have lived there for almost 30 years.
Wow. So I'm curious. So why did you move from Maryland to Baltimore? Do you work there, or why'd you move?
Um, Being closer to a large city like Baltimore, um, a lot of my clients come from north of Bowie, and I'm looking I'm looking for a new clientele.
Ah, I see. So you said you had a son. Do you have any other family? Do you have a husband or someone else, wife that lives with you?
I have a little boy. He's 5 years old, and yes, I am a single mother. I've never been married. Um, I
I think you'll really like the house. I think it would be a good fit. It's very comfortable.
Yes, I'm used to a large house, and that's what I'm looking for my son. I don't want to raise him in an apartment or a townhouse environment. I like the fact that it's a single family home. I love the fact that it's older. You've done a beautiful job with it. And I'm comfortable with the fact that it's that big, and I'm also comfortable with the price that you're asking. I think it's reasonable.
Okay, good. Um, so do you have any concerns? Many people come and will move into the house, and then whenever they move out, there's just a bunch of stuff there. There's, dirt in the windows, and there's just a lot of stuff. So do you have any questions for me?
Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that because my 5-year-old son desperately wants an animal, and I am highly allergic to animals. So I take him to my sister's house, and she has a beautiful collie that he plays with. And my sister-in-law, who has 5 children, she has a little zoo over there. So I send him to my relatives when he gets a craving for an animal. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to have an animal unless I get shots, and I'm not right now willing to do that. So that's not going to be a concern. There will be no animals or pets in the house.
Oh, great. So there were a couple different problems with the house that I was contacted about. So I went over there and looked for myself, and there's many things that need to be done. Just kind of regarding the electric, and so I was called over there just to check out, and the color was light green, and so we were just kind of discussing maybe changing that, so we can change the paint in on some of the walls if you'd like.
Are you finished renovating the kitchen? I noticed that perhaps it could use a coat of paint.
You don't like the color purple? You don't like the color purple?
Well, normally I like purple, but not in my kitchen.
What color would you want in the kitchen?
Yes, I think that because it's small, the dark purple color makes it look even smaller. Maybe something lighter, but we of course would consult on that. sounds like you would like to get rid of the purple kitchen too, so perhaps I could help you with some decorating ideas.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be great. So I guess that was most of my questions. Okay, so I'll give you an application to fill out. Once you finish that, just give it back to me. I'll look at it and make sure everything is good so far. And I think you would be the best candidate for the house. Then so you do have to pay first month and last month's rent, and a security deposit just in the event that something were to happen. So, do you have any questions or anything you wanted to discuss?
I'm sure that there's more questions I'm going to have as I review the lease and the application. But I just want you to know that I'm a very responsible person and that I am a totally dedicated mother. And my life revolves around my son's life. I don't have a boyfriend at the time. There's not men coming in and out of the house. I make sure that my son keeps things neat. I'm very careful about, in fact, I'm fanatical about him spilling things on the carpet. He's very careful. I mean, he's as careful as a 5-year-old can be. But I want you to know that I'm very conscientious about other people's property. And when I move in, I will consider it my house for that time that I'm there. And I promise that I'll take very good care of it.
Great, thank you. So the application, I'll review that. And I can let you know about the different school and stuff that is around the area. So you're good with the rent. Oh, I had someone else that lived there and they were bad about paying the rent, and just communicating with me overall. It was not very well, and he was behind about 6 or 7 months on his rent, and so I was constantly having to ask him for money, and then eventually we went to court. And it was just a whole big catastrophe. It was a lot of stuff. And so I should have checked his background check. I should have done a background check on him. And yeah. But so far it seems like you guys are a good tenant. You guys will be good tenants for me.
That shouldn't be too much of a problem because I've anticipated that I would probably spend about $1,000 a month just in the rent, and I have some savings, so I can assure you there's not going to be a problem that way. I did think of one question though. The lawn. I'm a busy lady and I really know nothing about gardening and lawn maintenance. I have brothers that and a father that used to do the lawn mowing, and that's a question that I have. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do that. Do you think you could help me out, or are you responsible for the lawn maintenance?
Well, really, I only live like a couple miles away from the house, so if you want, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could mow for you guys. I would charge you about, I would just have to charge you a little fee for taking care of the grass.
I think we could work together. Perhaps at the time that you are mowing the lawn, I can be weeding or bagging or helping, but I don't know if I'm comfortable about you asking me to pay for that service. Perhaps I feel that it should be included in the rent. But I'm very flexible, and I'm willing to help you with it.
Okay. So we could trade out. I do the lawn and missed the joke. I don't know.
Okay. I think we can work that out. Maybe a pedicure, so when you're wearing your sandals, your feet will look good. I'm sure we can work that out.
Yeah, could do my nails.
Just pedicures and manicures. I don't do sculptured nails, which men, I guess it's fake nails that women wear. I don't do those, but I do pedicures and manicures. And I do quite a few men. Men love pedicures.